Hello everyone, this is your lecturer Hajirah Farooq, and today I will be summarizing for you the week 5 and week 6 lectures for your module called Academic Skills and Studying with Confidence for cohort 12, semester 2. The module code for this module is BMM3113. Starting off with week 5, we are going to learn today about the effective information search techniques. And at the end of the session, you will be able to understand the different types of information sources, such as academic journals, books, and websites, learn how to use library databases and search engines effectively, and have a practice session where the students conduct searches on relevant topics and evaluate the reliability of the sources. So we started off this lesson with an icebreaker question about what type of information sources or research sources do you need while you're doing your academic writing. And once you're clear about the information that you need, you can move on to ask yourself that where can I look for these sources? And depending on the research topic that you may need, that you have, you may need to use a wide variety of different information sources and databases. So we discussed the sources of research information. There's a diverse array of resources available for gathering information in today's world. In addition to the conventional sources like books and scholarly journals, we can also consider to incorporate some news articles or government reports or statistical or audiovisual materials. While scholarly books and journals undergo a thorough peer review process, ensuring their reliability and quality. Other sources, particularly those that are found on the internet, they may lack a clear provenance and they could be created and disseminated by anyone. So there's a higher risk of them being fake information or not so trustworthy or unreliable information. Moving on, there are different types of information sources that are available for us to conduct our researches and conduct our academic writings. These include academic journals, which are peer-reviewed articles providing in-depth research. They are often the most reliable sources of academic work. Then we also have books that are authoritative works offering comprehensive coverage of a topic. They also undergo an editorial process, and they're usually written by experts of the subjects. Then we also have websites, so online information available on web pages or search engines such as Google, which has made it very easy for us to research about any topic. So yeah, these are again some of the sources of information like books, which are good for clear overview and not so good for up-to-date information. Journals, which are good for up-to-date information but not so good for detail. Newspapers, which are good for daily information but not so good for balanced and well-researched information. And websites, which are good for very up-to-date information but not so good for accuracy and reliability of the information. So there are many sources of information that you can use, and there are different pros and cons for each of them. Then we had a video about understanding types of information sources that we watched. This video will be available for you in the week 5 slides on Moodle for academic skills. And then we also watched a video about what is academic report. Then we also watched a video about search engine and databases. Uh, then we discussed what is a search engine. So it is basically like a tool on the internet that helps you find what you are looking for. And you just type the subject into the search box, and the search engine gives you websites that contain those words that you've typed, such as Google or Google Scholar for more reliable information. These are some of the examples of the search engines. And some more examples can be NetTracker, AltaVista, Bing. So these are also some of the, or Yahoo. These are also some of the some of the search engines that can be used to search for information. Then, what is a database? So, database is an organized collection of information specifically designed for a specified field of studies or professions. It is organized into categories for easy search and provides information directly on the design task. Some examples of databases include Discovery Education, iTunes, YouTube, Maps 101, EBSCO Host, etc. Then we again had a video about effectively searching the online library. Moving on from here, we had a group activity that we did in the class about finding out relevant and reliable information. And yeah, this was all about the week 5. Now moving on to the week 6. So in the week 6, we had to apply critical thinking to make informed judgments by identifying biases in authors' and presenters' opinions and evaluating the credibility of learning sources. Academic skills, we will be able to, by the end of this session, apply critical thinking to make an informed judgment, identify biases in authors' and presenters' opinions, and evaluate the credibility of learning sources. So we started off with showing the students this picture and discussing about what do these people do and can we identify them. So basically these are the judges of a talent show with they use their critical thinking abilities to make judgments on the performances of different contestants. So uh, we moved on to discuss what is critical thinking. So critical thinking is the ability to think clearly and rationally, understanding the logical connection between ideas. It involves the evaluation of information and arguments, identifying biases and assumptions, and making well-reasoned judgments and decisions. It involves considering different point of views and alternative interpretations, and then entering into a critical dialogue or debate with the material that you're studying. Uh, then the academic reality was discussed. So as students, we usually struggle to find information or answer to questions, to evaluate study materials. We can also struggle to identify biases in opinions and ask questions to yourself within a self-reflection or within the class or to make a decision. This is the academic reality. And then we also discuss some of the elements of critical thinking. So sometimes we don't take the things that we read or we listen to at face value. So, like we just completely believe in them. But we should not be doing that. We should not be taking the things that we read or the things that we listen to at face value. We should be evaluating things more deeply. We should never be taking assumptions for granted. We should always ask questions to people or within, while reading some information as well, you should always have questions that you should ask and get answered. We should always be thoughtful in order to think properly and in order to think critically to get proper answers for your topic or for your question. We should always be finding reliable information. We should be focusing on understanding different approaches and arguments. We should be understanding the evidence used to support an argument, and we should be using questions and arguments and evidence in our writing. Then we discuss some of the importance of critical thinking skills in academic context. It enhances learning, it improves problem solving, and it encourages independent thinking. And in our day-to-day context, it can help us in better decision making, in effective communication, and in navigating information. Then we discuss some of the key components of critical thinking, which are completely interlinked together. These are not steps or stages, these are just interlinked components of critical thinking, such as interpretation, analysis, evaluation, inference, explanation, and self-regulation. Then we discussed each of these a little more in detail, as you can see here. And then we did a class activity of application of critical thinking. So we had a topic, uh, we had a little article about impact of AI transforming the business of advertisement. And then the students had to read this news article and evaluate the credibility of the sources and check for any biases and examine the evidence provided and consider alternative viewpoints before forming an opinion. So basically, via this activity, critical thinking was kind of promoted within the students. Then we had another class activity, which was a debate between the few topics. And there were some tips provided to the students to enhance their debate during that activity. So this was all about the week 5 and 6. I hope that you have learned something, and see you in the next video.